Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the A-List 2025 figure of Captain America from Avengers Endgame. It actually doesn't say Avengers Endgame on here, but it's the only time he wore this particular suit and have that look, so it is Avengers Endgame Captain America. But for the A-List stuff, it's kind of weird, right? So last year, 2024, we had the Iron Man Mark 85 that also did not have like Endgame anywhere, and then we had the Iron Spider from Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. You know, take your pick on which one you wanted it to be from. But the A-List, the whole concept of this is just to be like an evergreen figure, available all year long at retail, online, or whatever. Not like a standard wave figure where it sells out and you may not be able to get it again. These figures are supposed to be kind of readily available at any time if you're looking to pick one up, or grandma's going to the store to buy a gift for her grandchild, or whatever the case may be. So oftentimes, quote-unquote, peg warmers, which is almost the idea, not actually, because obviously they still want it to sell, they just want it to still be available. So it's kind of one of those weird things. Star Wars did it, they did Mandalorian and Darth Vader. Marvel Legends doing it with that Iron Man and that Iron Spider. But this year we've got Captain America and the upgraded suit Spider-Man from Far From Home. Big Bad Toy Store has the Spider-Man in stock right now. Link in the video description below for that. They're also going to be getting this Captain America very soon, as pre-orders will soon be processing. I actually picked this one up at Amazon. I think it's still in stock. I'll have a link in the video description below to Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon, depending on where you would want to order it if you're looking to add this one to your collection. We had this particular look for Captain America released twice. Two times. So it's not like new. We had the Power and Glory Walmart exclusive cap that came with Mjolnir. We got a 2-pack that came with Sam Wilson, and now we've got this one here. So for anybody that may have missed any of those other releases, this could be your chance to get this Captain America if you're looking to add it to your collection. That's also the other idea is newer collectors coming in and looking to pick up a figure. This may be their chance. I think the figures are going to have obviously a lot of similarities. I don't know what differences there may be and whatnot. We'll kind of take a look at that. But again, if you have any of these previous ones, you don't really need this one. But for me, I'm a completist when it comes to Marvel Legends. Obviously, I'm going to get them all at this point. Plus, I'm a review for you guys so you guys can make an informed decision on whether you want to purchase it or not. I think majority of you guys have it in your mind already. Like, nah, you're not going to get it. You don't need it, and completely understand. But I want to show this off for those that are interested, those that want to get it, that need to get it, new to the collection, whatever the case may be. But the A-List design, as you can see here, we get this blue and yellow theme. Just says Marvel Studios. We get promo images of Chris Evans, Captain America there on the side. Not a whole lot going on there, just a zoomed in look. The back of the package reads, for the bio, born with the will to carry on, Steve Rogers will do just that when he finds himself called into action to complete a mission with the universe's entire existence on the line. That's kind of a crazy bio. But there is Steve Rogers, no hidden Mjolnir or anything like that in the package. But let's go ahead and open it up and let's take a look. Okay, so real quick, I know I said the Captain America had 2 other releases. Technically 3 releases if you include this international exclusive wave for the Armored Thanos Build-A-Figure. As you can see, this particular wave had the Mark 85, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, Black Panther, Rescue, Iron Spider. I have 5 of these 7 figures still in the package. I guess I opened the Captain America one at some point. I don't remember actually having done that, but there was a Captain America figure that came in this particular wave as well. So just a heads up on that. So technically another one. But this one was not available in the US. It was strictly in international markets. Oh, geez, I found it. So yes, I did open that figure, and I guess I reviewed it at one time. I don't really remember having reviewed it, but I must have reviewed it for a reason. So yeah, I've got 3. Now I've got a 4th Captain America from Avengers Endgame. It's a bit much. Okay, so here's the Captain America figure out of the package, and there's going to be some extremely minor differences between this Captain America and the 3 other Captain America figures that we technically had released using this body. The biggest difference is going to be in the shade of the blue of the uniform, and then just kind of the the finish to the figure, like the Chris Evans, Steve Rogers heads on the previous ones, the eyes looked a little bit fuzzy, and then there was a little bit of gloss to the plastic. Whereas this one, we get a much more matte finish to the Chris Evans head sculpt, which I think does look good. It's still not perfect, but again, this is also, we've seen it released multiple times, so it's not like it's new or anything like that. So easy pass for folks, but for those that do not yet have a Captain America figure, and that Walmart exclusive Power and Glory one with the Mjolnir, like, I don't know what that figure goes for nowadays, but at one point I know it was extremely pricey. The Sam Wilson 2-pack, it's $50 or whatever for a 2-pack. Do you need the Sam Wilson Captain America figure? With the release of Brave New World, maybe you do. So that might be something. If I could see that it's available at like Big Bad or Amazon or something, I'll have a link in the video description below for that 2-pack set. And then that international one, it was an international release, so it's not like you're going to be able to get it in the US. I know Big Bad Toy Store did have some of that wave in stock. I doubt the Captain America is available, but I will take another look at that. But anyway, let's zoom in for this Captain America and let's take a look at the details of him. Okay, so here we have an up-close look at the Chris Evans likeness. And again, I don't think it's perfect. I think it is decent enough. But sculpt-wise, it looks pretty good. We get a nice matte finish to the head sculpt, whereas, other ones kind of looked a little bit glossy. The hair was a little bit darker on some of the other ones. I think this one just came out looking a little bit better. The one I have here standing next to him, I honestly couldn't tell you which one it is. I don't know if it was the 2-pack version or if it was the International Wave exclusive version. I just know it wasn't the Power and Glory. So these two particular figures, I'm going to get mixed up as far as which release was which. One of them was a 2-pack version. One was the international release. I'm sorry, I wish I knew which one was which. But again, here is the new release one. The A-list, and then we have the Power and Glory version, the Walmart exclusive there. And as you can see there, hair color wise looks a little bit the same, but the Walmart exclusive one just had some shininess to the plastic, and then very fuzzy on the eyes. So the digital print has gotten much better over time, to whereas around the time the Endgame movie came out, this is what we were getting in the eyes, which just again very fuzzy looking, whereas now it looks a lot more clean. And then in terms of the suit color, you could see a brighter blue compared to the Walmart exclusive Power and Glory. Brighter blue compared to, whichever one this one is. I wish I knew which one it was, but that one. And then it's a little bit more in line with this particular version. I would say this one's probably the 2-pack version, but I can't say for sure. But still a little bit brighter than even this one there. Looking at the shields are essentially all the exact same. So between these two, you can see they're the same. Between this one, we get a darker blue. You can see this one had a very bright blue, so that one will help me determine which release this was. But yeah, that's a way bright blue versus a much lighter blue this time around. You can see like it's just completely different shades. It's not the way the light is hitting it or anything like that. And of course, the Power and Glory had the battle damaged, scuffed up, weathered shield there, so that is a big difference. Boot color, you can see we get a lighter brown boot that doesn't have so much shine to it. As you can see, this one, it's even lighter brown compared to that one. And then this one is pretty similar, although we're still a little bit lighter, but it's not as shiny compared. So again, the differences in those Captain America figures. It is like not the clip system, but the harness system with these Captain America shields. So that is good there. So you could just kind of, put it on over his arms. And that's what we got there. Now, looking at the figure, paint-wise is pretty good. I remember like all these Captain America figures looking kind of weird in this area. And now that I look at it, it's because there's some like silver paint in there. Whereas before, I just thought they just did a bad job painting it. Like I always thought it was like, oh, there's missing paint or something, like it got scuffed or something like that. But even on these ones, that was like silver paint added in there. And I just never realized, because the Power and Glory one, I don't know what the hell was going on in there. It just looks like poor paint on that torso. And then this one was kind of the same thing. They didn't paint the silver in there, so that'll also help me determine which figure was which. So it's this one here that does get some of the paint in there, and then these ones are a little bit closer in line when it comes to color of the suit and everything. So you could see them pretty clear there, but on this new one, it looks like a little bit more of that silver paint actually added in there. But otherwise, it's okay. There's nothing too bad about the paint or anything like that. Looking at the back of the figure, we got that going on there. And not a whole lot else going on with the rest of it. But let's go ahead and check out his articulation now. Oh, wait. Before the articulation, one thing I do want to point out. See that? Silver Avengers logo. Silver Avengers logo. Silver Avengers logo. The new A-list one, that is white. It is not silver. So that is one big way to tell the difference between the two. But if you don't have any of those other previous three, I guess it doesn't matter. But that is one difference there, is went with a white Avengers logo this time. Oh, oops. And again, before we get to the articulation, I want to talk about the masked head, or the helmeted head sculpt. As you can see there, it's a much lighter blue in color in comparison. Looks like they went with his hair a little bit darker kind of in the back there. But otherwise, it's the same thing. Looks pretty good. There's a little bit more shine to it there. His lips look a little bit more pink this time around. His eyes aren't as bright blue as like this one here. They were very bright blue. But, you know, still looks pretty good, but not a whole lot difference in there. Oh, and then accessories. So it's got fists on the figure, and then we get a pointing hand for the left, and then just like a salute hand for the right. There. Now, articulation time. You know, one thing about this Captain America figure, I always wished it was a little bit taller. And then I wish we would get, you know, if they were going to do it, like if there was a way to do an update, I don't know that it's worth doing another one at this point because we've got now so many, but because it does have pins in the legs, they're pretty gummy. The arms really aren't too much of an issue, but in the knees, there's definitely a little bit of gumminess. They're not like loose or anything like that, but you know, there's some too much give to them with the old pin figures. But anyway, articulation wise, so disc hinge, so looking up, he can look up that much there, which is good. He can look down all the way, which is good. You get a full rotation in there. Not really any pivot going on there. Let's see. Can you work that shoulder? Does the shoulder kind of go over this? So he's got this shoulder pad, and I guess it could, in theory, go over. Yeah, so you kind of have to work it, but then it kind of stresses out that plastic a little bit over there. But you can get the arm to go up that much there. You get a full rotation in there, no butterfly joint or anything like that. You have a bicep swivel, but the bicep swivel ends up looking pretty ugly at the way the cut is designed in there. And then double jointed elbow gives you that much bend there, and we are pinned, so just a heads up on that. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge, standard horizontal hinge on all of the hands, except the finger pointing does have the vertical hinge on there, by the way. And then getting back to it, we got the ab crunch. So Captain America can crunch forward that much there. He can go back that much there, but you can see that that is pretty ugly in there. Did the other ones have that issue? No, look at that. So they painted, this one had white paint going down on the side there. They did not paint this A-list one. Power and Glory did have some white paint going on in there. And then this other one did get some white paint also. So this new one, they just decided and opted not to go with the white paint in there. So that sucks because it doesn't look as good when you do that. You got a waist swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart there. He can kick forward that much there. Doesn't really go back on the leg. You got an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. Now I was going to say pinless, but it is not. There are pins. So double jointed knee gives you that much bend there at the knee. You have a boot swivel in there. Foot hinges down quite a ways. You get a little bit of hinge up, ankle pivot, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So decent articulation there for Captain America. Okay, so here we have the 4 Captain America figures all side by side, so you guys can get a clear look at them. So much darker blue on these particular releases here. This one, they're pretty close in color. Again, the plastic isn't as shiny on this one compared to some of the other releases, like in his chest. There is a little bit of shine to it, but not a whole lot. Really, this Captain America figure, if you don't have another Avengers Endgame Captain America, or you're new to collecting Marvel Legends, this is one to pick up. Otherwise, going to be an extremely easy pass for all the collectors out here. I want to say these ones are going to be more for the casual fan that may see a Captain America figure and think, hey, that looks pretty good. Or somebody going in to buy a gift for a kid, or just randomly, oh, you know, Captain America, whatever the case may be. It's not taking up a mainline release or anything like that. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of what Hasbro is trying to do with these. But, you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe the first wave of them sold well enough that they thought they should continue it. I know there are some folks that have already made comments like they're happy that they're able to get this because, you know, they want to get the figure and they're new to collecting, so they didn't know that they existed or didn't know, just weren't collecting at the time and then can't get some of those older figures, whatever the case may be. The upgraded suit Spider-Man one is an even more odd one too. Just kind of weird. I'll be having those when I get back. I'm going to be gone from March 2nd to March 9th. I'll be away for work, so I probably won't have any videos. I'm going to try and record a couple of videos in advance. I'm recording this Friday evening, the February 28th. So I'm going to try and double up and record as many as I possibly can ahead of time so I have videos still going up during that absence because I'd like to keep videos going for you guys. But, you know, hopefully I can. But anyway, we have all the Captain America figures. I'm going to leave it at that because, again, this one's just more of a comparison. Nothing really new going on here. And, again, it's just one of those, if you happen to need a Captain America figure, there you go. Otherwise, easy pass for a lot of folks. But you guys give me your thoughts on this particular Captain America figure. Let me know your thoughts on the A-list wave in particular, you know, figures that are readily available all year long. If you're looking in-store to pick one up, online to pick one up, should always be available. You guys give me your thoughts on that down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.